wasn't a mistake. Okay, thank you. Okay, we made it. That is the trip in a nutshell. So, any questions?
I have a question.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's back on the other trip. Is there a Catherine on the trip?
There were two Kathleen's and we're down to one Kathleen.
Okay, maybe
then
just on the, okay, so just maybe on the first transfer.
The transfer, when it says Catherine's referring to
Yeah,
you.
okay.
They
Just
have
checking.
passport names. It actually had everybody's first and middle name, and I took the middle names off.
Okay, that's all I had. Thank
All
you for
right.
setting up the dinners. I think that's really helpful.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I discovered that first night in Iceland, when everybody looked at me like, "Where should we eat?" I'm like, I cannot get 16 people in
No,
there.
no.
And all the rest of the time we was scheduled, but that first night in Reykjavik we weren't. I mean, it all worked out, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's nice. I figured it's nice to have the option, but it's one of the reasons why I try to keep the trip small, because I don't want to go someplace that like only a big bus can go. We're already
Yeah.
kind of pushing it at 18 people, so.
I'm trying to remember, there's a famous sandal place, and I
Yeah,
can't
I have
remember
it.
what island it's on.
It's on my list. There's actually a famous sandal place in Athens.
Oh, maybe
The
that's
one where all like the big movie stars like Jackie.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in Athens. It's on my
Correct.
list in the doc.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Susan is a super researcher, so I know she
Yes.
sent some stuff. I haven't even looked at it yet, but she usually recommends books and movies and places to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
And
places to go. There's like restaurants, there's some shopping, like bars, a couple of sites or whatever.
I sent her yeah, well, I'm just going to rely on you when we do have time after dinner or whatever. Where should we go? I just trust her judgment. But I got her a Christmas gift or a gift last year that said, I got a spreadsheet for that.
Well, I've had friends who've been to a lot of these places, so I can look up and see like where people have gone and then how they're rated and all that kind of stuff. So
Tell me this. I know I'm liking doing this ahead of time, I think, is buying like a photo book, coffee table book with all the sites, because then I don't feel a lot of pressure taking, pictures of sites just without people. Do you recommend anything? Does that make sense?
No, I don't have any recommendations.
I haven't seen any.
What I would
I haven't
recommend
looked
is
it up.
buying it there.
I know,
sure
because
there'll be
for Iceland, I
opportunity.
bought one there, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like taking pictures though.
I have a question about
Yeah.
transfers for those of us who are coming in a day before.
Yeah.
It's not in the app, so like I don't know who to look
It
for.
is on the 23rd. So the private transfers for
Okay.
these 3 early arrivals, and then you're listed at
Oh,
10:20,
sorry.
and Robin
have
at
missed it.
2:20, and me at 5:50. So
Sorry,
it'll
I
just
missed that.
be for each of those, we're on our own. You don't have to wait for anybody.
Transfer.
I have another question.
Oh, my name's not on the list. Okay. Or no, is it?
Right there. Do you
Right
see
there.
my mouse?
Oh, I'm looking at this and it's not.
You might have
It's
to
different.
trust me.
Yeah, I'll trust you.
Private transfer for 10:20 a.m. for Susan from Athens Airport, AA334 from New York.
Am I the only one?
On that flight and on that transfer, yes.
Oh, okay. Cool.
I'm sorry. I heard of an app that helps with time, what's it called? Time
Jet lag.
yes,
No?
thank you. Have you guys heard of that?
I've heard of it. You can just Google it and you just put in when you're leaving from where and the time change. It tells you when to sleep, when to eat, and when to do whatever.
To
Drink
get
wine.
used to it.
Uh-huh.
The only thing that's tricky about that with a group is you kind of have to do things when you have to do them. I mean, the main advice that I give is I hate sleeping on planes, but try to get some sleep, because if you have any sleep, it's helpful when you get there. So even
Oh, this is an app for the plane. So, because it's it tells you like when to eat on the plane, when to try to sleep on the plane. It's for the trip over.
Oh, I see. I thought it was for when you first arrived.
Yeah, you should be doing it. You probably should have started already with the amount of hours that we have to change.
No.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
because of moving it back, because you move back gradually.
But the only thing is, if you get there during the day, try to push through and stay up
Yes.
until that night. That's
Yes.
the, I mean,
That's what I was going to say is if you get
just
any
push
sleep
through. Yeah.
on the plane and then don't take a nap. Don't just keep going
Yes.
until and our food tour is relatively early. It's 4 to 7. So once you get back, you're safe to crash and you'll probably wake up really early. But if you can push through that, and that's another reason why that's kind of helpful. It keeps you up. So and moving. But typically, yeah, I really try once I get there not to take a nap and push through. And I take
Kelly,
meds on the plane.
Yeah.
I
Is
have a
there a
question
time
about
change between the islands?
No.
No, okay. Yay.
Kelly. I have
Yeah.
a question about the changes in the itinerary for the Zakynthos return back to Athens. I can take that offline and send you an email, but I'm not going on the extension.
Uh-huh.
I'm to Hydra or to the ferry building, and I think we have a ferry for 4 o'clock that day, but you
Ooh,
just said we're getting in at 5:25. So I might need to
yeah.
ping about other options.
Yeah, well, you need to talk about that because I forgot about that and everybody else was overnight. Well, one person is leaving early to accommodate that American flight change, and everybody else is spending the night and leaving the next day, or some just had flights the next day. So, yeah, you are the one that got caught in that. Okay, we'll need to figure that out.
Okay, thanks, Kelly.
Uh-huh. Anything else?
Do you need like water shoes for like going in the blue caves, right? Like
Oh.
anything? Um,
I don't know offhand, and I don't know if we go through the blue caves in boats or like get to swim in them. So let me see what I can find out.
or any part of our
Just
Yes.
in
Yeah,
general,
So
do we
I
need
right?
I've been on the very active Facebook group that I put in that
Of course you
very
I'm
active.
sure you know more than me at this point, and I've been quite
And a
sorry.
lot of the beaches in Greece and are pebbly
Yeah, that
and it's
is
like
true.
volcanic rock, and so it's not like like rounded pebbles, and so they do suggest that. They said they're really easy to get there too. They haven't come, they come to like tomorrow. They look like kind of like socks a little bit, but they have like rubber on the bottom, and they're like, I don't know, 12-15 bucks on Amazon. So
And I have Kiva sandals that I may bring. Yeah, their beaches are really pebbly.
yeah, so that was suggested. And then the other thing that has come up is bugs. Again, you can get stuff there, but it could still
You know
be, there
what?
could
Was
still
that
be
for the
bitey
islands
bugs.
we're
Do they have
going to? I haven't had
Ionic,
mosquitoes?
problems.
yeah.
I haven't had problems with that, but different people have different sensitivities.
Right. It's really about your DNA as to whether or
Yeah.
not you're a person that gets. So
Yeah,
but
mosquitoes love me, so I'll bring stuff. And if you want a mosquito repellent, you just stand next to me.
Exactly. That's the way my
And
son is. They all go to
yeah.
him. Also, of
oh
course, bring sunscreen. I mean, just we will be in the sun every day.
yeah, but they also have great sunscreen there, and yeah, European sunscreen far outweighs ours. But and then the other thing, that was suggested, there are specific rules for different airlines, but I couldn't find any for like the American Airlines that I was looking at, or for EasyJet, which I'm taking out of Santorini. But if you want to take home like wine or olive oil, it's good to have those wine bags that like seal up.
And
So
they do that in they do that at the airport, because I remember in Iceland they did that. But
oh,
some
do
people
they?
put it in their suitcase. Yeah, I think Addie did that.
I did carry on when I went to Iceland, so I only got the little tiny bottle.
Oh, gotcha.
For our carry-on, Kelly, is
Yeah.
there sizes? Because you know how there's like US domestic sizes and then you have to shrink it down if you're in Africa. I don't know if Europe is
Yeah,
particularly
that is a
like
good
that.
question because some of these flights to the plane on to these islands can be small. So let me see what I can find out, and I'll send everybody the information. It's more whether or not what would likely happen is if we're checking a bag, we're checking a bag. if you're talking like a carry-on, like a backpack or tote bag, that's going to be fine. But if your main luggage is a rolling bag, that may have to get checked for flying to islands because sometimes their overhead's too small. But let me see what I can find out.
Are you all pretty much taking a carry-on or just taking a checked bag?
I'm just taking a carry-on if I can.
I'm doing
I'm
both.
taking checked and a carry-on. Sorry.
I'm taking both. Sorry.
I mean, I'm taking checked, and then like my carry-on is more like a, large tote kind of thing, not a rolling bag, but that's my typical MO, unless I can get away with just a carry-on. Domestic, I almost always just do carry-on or short trips, but a couple weeks I'm not as good at. Okay, well, I have a couple things I will look up and get information back to you. A couple little details I'm still working on, but the good thing about that itinerary software is when I update something, it updates it in real time and everyone can see it. So, and then day to day, especially because unlike my last two trips, we don't have a guide telling us every day, here's what happens tomorrow. So you will want that app just so you can see what the plan is for the next day, or if you forget what time we're meeting or whatever.
So I've been reading that on the website. It says see the current, the trip upcoming. Does that update as well?
My website?
Mm-hmm.
That is not updated because I have not booked next year's trips.
No, but I mean for this trip, it updates as you're.
No, it's a PDF.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Which doc is she talking about?
She's talking about the one for like when you were deciding whether or not you're coming to Greece.
Well, it just tells you the transfer to American Airlines is exactly what I'm looking here, but I was wondering if that updated as well or not. So that's fine. I'm just going to download the app.
Yeah, when I dropped off as a hard doc, that might change, but I just thought it's nice to have and look at, and also you can leave it for your family or whatever. So, okay. And then, yeah, if you have questions that come up between now and then, let me know. We have our movie date this Sunday, and it looks like times update Thursday. So I'll get back to whoever is able to make it. And then, we're not all on the same flight. So, actually, it'd be nice, especially for the 5 that aren't doing the food tour, if you texted me when you got there. In fact, I'd like to hear from all of you when you arrive. Just shoot it, put it in the WhatsApp group or whatever. We're here, we're on our way or whatever. In Ireland, I met everybody at the airport, and in Iceland, we all came over together, except good old Addie, who had her husband's passport instead of hers. So everyone, please check your passports. Make sure
Pack
you
your
have
own
them, and
passport.
they're your own. Yeah, that was fun.
Can
I was
we
like,
get
welcome to
something-
leading groups. It all worked out.
Can we
So
get
yeah,
something on the WhatsApp that shows, because like for me, like at least like 5 or 6 people, it's just a phone number. I don't know who is talking or.
oh,
So if we could like get phone numbers and first and last names, so we can like match
if
people up.
you could, yeah, you could just send a message that says, hi, this is Kelly or whatever, and then people would, I think you have to put it in your own, you'll have to go in and change the name on it in your app.
You're right, which is
It
great.
shows up for me for everybody, but I'm the one who entered everybody, so I've got it all.
Yeah, you have if you have their contact information, then it'll be there. But for those of us who don't know everybody yet,
Okay.
it'd
Yeah.
be great to know who's who.
All right. Well, I'll see most of you at our food tour in Athens, and then the rest at breakfast the next day. We're going to have a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. And if you have any other questions in the meantime, let me know. And don't forget to take your COVID test and just let me know the day before you're leaving that you're all clear. Okay. All right. Thanks, guys. And
Thanks,
I'll see
Kelly.
you soon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
Kelly.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Kelly.
You're welcome.
Thanks.